My name is Imani Kingston. You're tuning into Working Women Wednesday with Kimar Kane on the Kimar Kane Show. I would define the word woman as the epitome of strength and sacrifice. I feel that women, we have to be the carriers of our families, and we endure a lot, and we find the strength within us no matter what challenges or obstacles we are faced with. So to me, the woman should be confident, strong, able, and willing to get the job done, to always make it happen, find a way, even if there may not be a way, in any circumstance. So, womanhood has taught me to be capable and resilient and strong by any means. It's taught me to trust myself, even when I didn't feel. I have to always find that within me somehow or some way. So, to stop comparing yourself. I feel like nowadays, especially with social media, and perfection is shoved in our faces on a daily basis. We see everybody's, they've edited and their perfect version of themselves. And I think that we as women need to find the confidence to just accept ourselves for who we are, instead of comparing or saying, oh, such and such has this, or they do that, or their body is like this, or what have you. I think just to be your real, true, authentic self is the most beautiful thing that you can be as a woman.
Yo, what's happening, man? It's Kimar Kane coming to you all the way live. Your favorite country cousin, your favorite Mississippian, and your best friend. You are now tuned in to another episode, another installment of Working Woman Wednesday. Got a very, very special guest with me here on today, the beautiful and the beautifully talented Miss Imani Kingston. Imani, how you feeling today?
I feel great. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you here on today.
Appreciate it.
So, Miss Kingston, you are in the beauty field.
Yes.
What is your actual title?
So, my title is an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship has always been important to me. I knew since a very young age that I wanted to be in business for myself, and I wanted to make a way for myself. And through beauty, because that's my passion, I wanted to be able to help enhance other people's beauty and other people's confidence, because that's something that I'm working on myself on a daily basis. So, yeah, that's my title. So it's an entrepreneur, and beauty.
Okay. So with the beauty, what exactly are you doing in the beauty field?
So prior to what I'm doing now, I was a makeup artist, freelance makeup artist since high school.
Nice.
And and it started out just friends would say, oh, can you do my, in Australia we call it formal. Can you do my makeup for the formal and this and that? And I'd be like, oh, okay. And then after a few clients, I was like, let me just turn this into a side hustle, business.
Nice.
So I was doing that, and then time went on, I heard about microblading, and it really sparked my interest because I didn't know that you could do something like that, which is basically a semi-permanent eyebrow enhancement. It's kind of like a tattoo. And just the fact that you can take someone's, just make it better. Like, I'm all about transforming people, enhancing beauty, as I said before, and just when I saw microblading, I was like, that's my next move. That's a good career change for me, and found out what I had to do, and I just ran with it. So,
how long have you been doing it so far?
A year and a half now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you said entrepreneurship was like on your brain ever since you were younger, right?
Right.
So who sparked that in you?
I have to say, both of my parents are. My dad is an entrepreneur.
Okay.
My mom always had multiple streams of income.
Okay.
She never took a day off. She was never sick. I saw her as a hardworking woman, and also, like I said, my dad, he always has his own business. And to me, that was like, I didn't really understand the idea of working for other people, for myself. That was something that I've tried, and it hasn't fulfilled me as much as entrepreneurship has, because I wake up every day and I do what I love. And I am able to have my lifestyle and do everything based off of a skill that I've learned that I'm good at, but just the fact that my parents were the ones who really set the stage for that for me. So,
wow.
Yeah. So,
do you recall your very first business?
Oh, my first business. You know, let me think. I don't think I really had a business as a kid or anything. You know how people say, oh, I was selling lemonade or this and that. That's not me. I was just always working with my mom in the store, or she would, whatever she had to do, she was cleaning houses at one point. I was always with her. So sometimes I wouldn't even be at school. I would be working in the shop with my mom. So that really taught me how to sell products and to create a customer service experience, and just things like that that I value now today, that I carry with me into my business. But the first business that I ever had was, like I said, in high school, doing makeup freelance work. Okay. Yeah.
So both of your parents were entrepreneurs. Who do you think you model yourself more like, your mother or your father, and why?
I feel that I pull strengths from both parents. My mom wasn't an entrepreneur so much. She was just a hard worker. She had 3 to 4 jobs simultaneously my whole life. So, but my dad, I guess I would say, because he was able to, he moved from New York to Australia, and he started his business. He's a martial arts instructor, and just seeing him, you know, have his students and just the way that he would operate his business, and just being there with him really showed me that this is it, you know, this is a skill that he's acquired, that he's good at. He's making good money doing that, and he's inspiring people while doing so, and that is what I want to do. You know, that's how I want to feel. My life's work, I want to be proud of it. You know, I don't want to feel like I'm going to work and I'm not, you know, I'm dragging my feet every day. That's not, I've been there, and that's not what I want to do. Moving forward into my 20s and 30s, I want to be building an empire and not just, yeah, I don't want to be.
Got it. So,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Absolutely. So, when it comes to, you said your dad learned a skill pretty much, moved to Australia, where you're from, right?
Yeah.
And I want to ask, how important is it to learn a skill or a trade these days, especially these days? How important is a skill or a trade, you think?
I think it's so important, and there's so many different avenues that you can go about, you know, the ways that you can create something out of nothing, and especially with social media and, you know, even driving Uber, or, you know, there's always a way to make money now. And starting a business, you know, there's small startups everywhere. You're always hearing about, you know, people doing this or doing that, and I just think it's really important to try to acquire as many skills as you can to be able to be in work for yourself. Even if you have a main job and you have something on the side, to me that's admirable, because you are saying, I'm not settling just for this. I'm going to go out and create something of my own work that I can be proud of. And I think it's important for everyone. And even if you have a skill, just trying to refine it and refresh it every 6 months or every year, I think is also really important. So,
nice. What were some of the challenges that you faced as an entrepreneur? And how did you get through it?
Challenges. I mean, nothing's really coming to mind. I guess I'm one of those rare people where I'm still starting. That's something that I'll say. Okay. This is my starting point. I'm a new business, and I have so many ideas as to how I want to expand. But starting out, it was actually really easy for me. I think because I spent so many years meditating on the same idea that by the time I was finally ready to take that leap of faith and just open my business, it kind of just fell into place for me. And that's Godspeed. It's not really, you know what I mean? There's nothing else I can really say as to, it's been easy for me in that way. I have not yet faced any challenges, but I welcome challenges, because I see that will be my growth, and that will help me to become better, not just as an artist, but as a business owner and as an entrepreneur in general. So I'm welcoming to that.
So what made you leave Australia to come to Atlanta?
People ask me that every week, and I just, I felt a vibe. I really did. I'm a dual citizen. Like I said, my dad's from New York, so I have the citizenship to be able to live here, which is, to me, such a privilege that a lot of people would really, they go through a lot of effort to be able to have what I have, and I don't take that for granted. But it was just like, I did my course, I set up a little salon space in my apartment back in Australia, and I just invited my friends and family to come so I could practice on them. But I thought, you know what, I want to move to the United States and start this business as far as, setting it up and everything like that. It was just an inkling that I had. And when you said about the challenges and everything, I think because I trusted myself and I had that feeling, my women's intuition tell me to go to Atlanta. And I had only been here for 2 days before I moved, and I really didn't know anyone. So when people ask me that, it's kind of, I don't really know what to say. I had a feeling, I trusted that. And then by the time, 2 months after I arrived, I started my business, and it's been going well, so.
I am happy to say that I know a little bit about you.
Yes.
And when you shared this story with me before, you mentioned that you came here with 2 suitcases.
Yes.
One full of clothes and one full of beauty supplies.
Yeah.
Now, as you're packing, walk me through that whole thing. Was it like, were you scared? Were you nervous coming into the States? Like, walk me through that feeling.
I made a choice about 2 years ago that I was going to abandon fear. I don't want to acknowledge that feeling anymore. I want to be a fearless woman, and I want to be a courageous woman and a bold woman. So I didn't tell anybody my plans. I formed my LLC well before I moved here. I booked my flights well in advance. I had the idea, and I just went for it. It was no doubting myself or second guessing or anything like that. I just thought, this is what I want to do, and this is what I'm going to do, and it's going to work because I trust myself. And that's the inkling that I had, and my spirit said that this was the right thing that I should be doing. So packing, it was just, I had only told one friend, and obviously my family, but I believe in keeping things to yourself and just showing what you're doing. If I tell you, oh, this is my next move and this is what I want to do, it's not going to work for me. And I've learned that in my life's experience, just to keep things to myself, come up with my strategy, come up with my plan, and then just execute it, and then let people see what I've come up with after that, But I like to talk about things after the fact. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I had my little 2 suitcases, and like I told you, one of them was full of microblading supplies, and the other one was full of some clothes, and I was just determined. I said, there is space for me. You feel like, as an entrepreneur, you think, oh, the industry's so saturated, and how am I going to make a way for myself? But then I was like, what I'm going to do is just not look at what everyone else is doing, and just focus on being the best artist that I can be, and have the best work that I can have. And then if my energy is right, I will attract my clients to me because I'm moving in my true purpose. So I just went for it. I didn't bat an eye. I just went for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good, because a lot of people would hesitate, especially like a lot of people would hesitate moving from city to city, state to state. But you're talking about like a whole from country to country type deal. So it's pretty good to hear you say that, that you were pretty much fearless in that moment. Like, you planned ahead, and that's admirable.
Thank you.
I want to ask, one, because you said about having the right energy and bringing your customers to you. Is business booming?
There's always room for improvement. I feel like even if you are at the top of your game, you shouldn't feel like you're at the top of your game. I think you should always strive for more, and regardless of how successful you are, any Diddy or Khaled or anyone you could mention, they're not sitting there saying, oh, I've made it, I'm gonna sit back and relax now. I don't believe in that.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep going and I'm gonna keep striving for more success, because otherwise, why? What's the point? What's the point? You become complacent or lazy, and that's when things will slow down for you. So I'm really just trying to figure out ways that I can do better, and everyone should. Everyone should.
What do you think could make you a better person at this point in your life?
Can make me a better person. I think we all should actively, on a daily basis, be working towards becoming a better person, whether it's our health or our fitness or just mentality, our mindset in general. So that there are areas, first you have to analyze what's wrong with you. Not wrong with you, but what are some things that do need to be improved upon, and then you have to be self-critical enough, not overly self-critical, but to a point where I can say, this is something that maybe it might be a flaw or something that I should do something about, and then not just think about it, but go after that, because I should strive to be the best version of myself for myself, so that I can, share that with anyone that I meet, my clients. To me, the greatest motivation since I started my business is the fact that I can't show up to work and be off point. I have to make sure that I'm happy, I feel great, because I'm altering someone's appearance in a way where it's like, I'm giving you something. I'm giving you a gift of more confidence, because it's something that you are concerned about, and I'm coming here and I'm saying, I can help you with that. So to me, it's like every day I have to challenge myself to be better than I was yesterday. Otherwise, I'm wasting my life and I'm wasting my opportunities.
Wow. Beautiful thought. So, what I want you to do now,
Yes.
I want you to actually look into this camera right here, and I want you to either talk to your younger self or any other woman or anybody watching this interview. What words of encouragement or advice would you give? What would you tell your younger self?
Let me think about that for a minute. What would I tell my younger self? I'm trying to word it in a way where it's not so harsh, but I would tell my younger self to get rid of people who are not good for you, because that's holding you back. And I think sometimes it's best for us to go off on our own and really take a second to absorb those messages that are coming to us and say, I'm being guided by something greater than me, and I trust that. And if I have people around me who are distracting me from that, then I'm not only disservicing myself, I'm disservicing God as well. So I would tell the younger Imani it's okay to be alone, and it's okay to, be confident in your own self and not rely on other people to fulfill you in those ways. So that's all I can really think of.
Hey,
I mean,
that's good though.
Yeah.
That's real good.
Trust yourself.
Trust yourself.
Always.
Do you believe in gut feeling?
Oh, that's like everything to me. Absolutely, it is. Yeah, I do. I believe that your instincts are always telling you what to do, and a lot of people ignore that and they listen to their mind, and that's where they get trapped up as far as, it's always there. Everything I need to succeed is within me already. I have it there, and I believe that wholeheartedly, because once you're calm and you're still, and I think a lot of people don't spend time just in solitude and just being peaceful and calm, just to allow these feelings or these intuitions to come forth. We're so distracted by social media and distracted by gossip and who's doing what and what's going on. And I think, I remove myself from that to make sure I have time to take a second to feel things like, what am I supposed to do? And I ask, and I say what I want. And when I say what I want, it comes to me. I always get what I ask for and beyond that, because I'm listening to my intuition. So I'm a heavy believer in that, absolutely.
Good deal. Well, been a pleasure
Thank you.
talking with you on today. I think
Thank
you have
you.
a very, very powerful story, the way you packed up and was able to come here and do your thing. That's amazing. So
Thank you.
salute to you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Imani Kingston. It's Kemar Kane coming to you all the way live, ladies and gentlemen. Your favorite country cousin, your favorite Mississippian, and your best friend. You just tuned into another episode, another installment of Working Woman Wednesday, and we'll see you at the next one.